The greatest comebacks in cricket history. As fans of the sport, don't we all absolutely love it when the underdog comes out on top? Whether it be South Africa chasing a mammoth target of 434 or a dramatic triumph of Ireland over their arch rivals, comebacks in cricket have always been a major cause for celebration, and nothing beats overcoming adversity at the very end.
With their tears, they are crying out there, have seen the best one-day international ever played.
High voltage, big hitting, efficient bowling, and plenty of suspense in this video. We'll take a look at some of the greatest comebacks in cricket history. Number 5. West Indies vs Australia, May 2003. Windies were cornered after losing the first 3 tests to a strong Aussie side. Australia had set them a target of 418 runs to chase, but things took a really sad turn when their legend Brian Lara departed after scoring just 60 runs.
Bowled him, went to hit him for another 6. That's the big breakthrough for Australia.
The Windies, however, continued to resist the Aussie onslaught, and with just 46 runs left to be hunted, Omari Banks and Wasbert Drakes stepped up. Antigua erupted in joy, cherishing the unthinkable. West Indies had got the better of Australia.
A world record victory this by the West Indies, the biggest total ever chased in the 4th innings.
Deccan Chargers, IPL 2008. During the inaugural edition of the IPL, the tournament was yet to burst to the scene with its explosive scores. Back then, scores of 160 plus were the norm, and Rajasthan Royals still managed to make the biggest comeback in IPL history in the very first season. Deccan Chargers, led by Andrew Simons, had posted a target of 215.
India should be his 100. What a way to get there.
Rajasthan had nothing to lose, and they ended up putting it all out on the pitch. A strong Yusuf-Graham Smith partnership took them a long way. Explosive cameos from Shane Warne and Mohammad Kaif took them past the finishing line with just 1 ball left. Number 3. Ireland vs England, ICC 2011 World Cup. Arch rivals Ireland and England gifted us with one of the most remarkable games in World Cup history. England had finished on 327 for 8, and no one in their right minds would bet on an Irish win at that stage. That belief was only reinforced when skipper William Porterfield walked back to the pavilion on the very first ball. But then, Kevin O'Brien happened.
This is the fastest 100 in World Cup history. Take a bow, Kevin O'Brien.
Needing just 3 in the final over, John Mooney made no mistake and secured one of the biggest upsets in World Cup history.
What a game of cricket. England cannot believe it. I can't believe it.
Number 2. India vs Zimbabwe, 1983 World Cup. When India were reeling under the pressure at 17 for the loss of 5 wickets, a certain Kapil Dev got to the crease. The Haryana Hurricane was unleashed, and he smashed a lethal bowling attack to all corners of the park. The likes of Duncan Fletcher and John Tricus had no answer for his onslaught, and Kapil powered his way through to 175, including a 126-run 9th wicket stand with Syed Kirmani. What many cricket fans lament is the fact that there are no known recordings of that mind-boggling innings by the Indian skipper that stands among the greatest ODI innings of all time. That win secured India's campaign, and the rest is history. Number 1. Australia vs South Africa, Johannesburg 2006. Usually regarded as the best ODI match of all time, this game had it all. A lot of history and animosity, indescribable batting firepower, and a plethora of records. In 50 overs, Australia smashed the South African bowling lineup to register 434 runs on the board, the highest score in an ODI match. That record would, however, just last a few hours. Losing Boita Depena, South Africa clawed their way back into the game with an outstanding 187-run partnership between Hashim Amla and Graeme Smith. The heavy hitting continued as Mick Lewis ended up conceding 113 runs. He would not play another game for Australia again. Needing just 7 runs of the last over, Makaya Nitini helped complete the seemingly impossible